Welcome to the Info Minority, where we break down the markets using ICT concepts. Today we're going to be breaking down the trade I took this week. If you're ready to level up your trading game, you're in the right place. Let's dive into the video. Today I'm going to be talking about the trade I took Tuesday, February 25th, 2025, the MNQ short. Here's the trade. The red arrow is where I sold my position, and the blue arrow is where I ended up buying it back. As you see, it kind of got stopped out before the move could happen, but that happens in trading. Here is the economic calendar. This is what I use to help flesh out days that I'm looking to trade or that I deem personally high probability. If you've seen any of my videos, I would like you to pause the video now and see which days I avoided and which days I ended up trading on. The only day I was really interested in avoiding was Friday because it's the last day of the trading month. So I never really want to trade those days. So where I had interest was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now, for those who are on the live stream, Monday ended up being a banger. I didn't trade it. I thought it was going to be like today, Wednesday. But you know what? It is what it is. So again, this is the higher time frame chart. We use this to help us get a narrative of what we could be reaching for. So where we're at currently was this orange volume imbalance, which you can see here on the daily chart. And we had these equal highs. Now, originally I was seeing if we could come up and actually hit the middle of it and then do this. That's essentially what I was looking for, but again, we did not get that. We kind of just started sinking lower, and we'll get into that later on in the video. Here is something I love to see in my trades when there is SMT showing. I was looking for higher prices. These look so smooth and clean, but we had SMT there that let us know that we should be looking for lower prices. I used this as more confidence for us to start to trade lower. NQ was a lot heavier than ES until later on. I was unwilling to take a trade until I saw ES show the same willingness to go lower. Then I was willing to get on board with the shorts. We have to have a narrative or a framework of what we could be looking for. So we were framing the trade off of the new week opening gap from February 2nd. Notice how we hit the consequent encroachment of it, and then we expand lower. And again, see how we have this new week opening gap high from January 12th. We hit that, and that's where it ended up making the low for the day. We also have the new day opening gaps. This was the current one that we had hit that overlapped with the new week opening gap. If we go back from the second, that's around the same area. So we had a little bit of clustering there. And then we could trade lower. My trade ended up happening here, which would have gave more confidence for us to end up trading a little bit lower. Here is the first presented fair value gap charts. This is what I like to do, especially because it's in the morning session. I like to know when they are forming. This one on Tuesday, February 25th, 2025, formed at 9:31. That kind of lets me know what type of market condition I could be looking for. So I was expecting a low resistance condition, and we started getting a little bit of choppiness in the morning. Then we started to go, and then as we see, the trade that I was taking was right here and ended up going lower. So I like to break down my trades from the higher time frame down. We're going to go from the 15-minute down to the 1-minute chart. So we're going to go over the levels that I thought were important to me. On the 15-minute chart, we have this inverse fair value gap, as you see here. I started to have them a little bit lighter. This is the daily inverse fair value gap, but I'm going to go back so you can see what I'm talking about. This is this level right here, what you see here. That's what this level is right here, so you have an idea. What I was looking for was the consequent encroachment of this level to get hit. I only looked for 50 handles, probably somewhere up here, but I was willing to see if we could reach down there. Ultimately, we traded lower, ended up closing it in. On the 5-minute chart, we had this order block up here, and I saw that once all of this got ran through, I started seeing respect of bearish arrays. I wasn't seeing any respect of bullish arrays, so it was letting me know that I should probably be looking for shorts, not longs. And so we'll get into this a little bit later and explain this a little bit deeper in the 1-minute chart because it's a little bit easier to see there. But we failed to hit this gap, and then we trade lower. I took my trade before this gap had been formed, and I ended up getting stopped out as it trading up into this. My stop loss was fine, but I ended up moving my stop loss early, which is fine, and got stopped out before it ended up trading lower. Now here's where the magic is, right? So all of this up here was nothing I was really concerned of, nothing that really showed any willingness for me to get in the trade until right here. But I want to explain this breakaway gap. This 5-minute breakaway gap, if it's insanely bearish and it's going to show weakness, it will stop at this order block. Now, why would I think that? Because we have this in here. This looks pretty balanced. If it's weak and it's going to be a breakaway gap, I'm looking for things on the lower time frame to overlap that give me the indication of that. Now, this is not where I took a trade. I was not willing to take a trade here. I said if it is weak here and it does this, then I'll be looking for the setup, and that's what we ended up getting. We came here, we expanded away, and we traded back up into this gap, and I said if we trade up in here, I'll take a short. I took a short there, and my stop loss was literally right there. We started to consolidate a little bit more than I would have liked. It literally came down a handle away from my take profit. I had moved my stop loss right there. That's why I get stopped out on this candle. I moved it above this, and I said I don't think it should come back up there. Realizing that there was a 5-minute fair value gap about to form, I was like, maybe I should move it back up, but I do not move my stop losses after I have moved them up. It is what it is. It ended up trading down to where we wanted it to go. Notice where turning points are happening. Notice where I entered was inside of the macro time, and notice how it spools there. Look at this turning point, this one, this one, this one, and this one. That's why I like trading around them, and you should be trying to frame your trades around them. So here's a trade setup. I'm gonna go over the trading metrics for this trade, and I'm also gonna go over what did I do well and what can I improve on. I was in the trade for 4 minutes. The time in drawdown, again, was really short, like maybe 1 to 5 seconds. I wasn't really in drawdown that much. The handles in drawdown I went was 14.25. The handles that I ended up taking out of the trade was 13.50, and the maximum went 100 something. I don't know. It just went berserk, but that's okay. You know, it is what it is. So I always end my videos with what can I improve on and what did I do well. This is a special one because I actually asked my girlfriend because she was watching the stream. So there's one thing that she said I needed to improve on, which was the FOMO after getting stopped out. Now, you're going to listen to that like, whoa, FOMO, I thought all that stuff was gone. It's not the fact that I wanted to get back in, but it was the fact that I beat myself up over moving my stop loss down because I was being a little bit more aggressive because it's the last week of the month. I don't want to lose what I've already had, and I like the trade. I just moved it up and then I got stopped out. The FOMO was after the trade, I was like, man, you know, if I just left it and let it go. That's pretty much what was happening inside my mind. My girlfriend was actually there to help me through that. She said I remained calm when I was in the trade, moving my stop loss up and being aggressive and knowing that we're in the last week of the month. She was saying that was something I did well, and I also agree with that. She's like, you know, you're basing it off the outcome because if it would have gone all the way up here, then you would have been happy with your decision. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Rima, thank you, and I love you. Thank you for tuning into The Informed Minority. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to follow along my trading journey. Your support means the world to me. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.